the red lettering Ole Miss beyond or be under the numerals that are navy, and they wear the navy shorts. For the Florida Gators, wearing the white tops today with the orange numerals trimmed in blue, blue lettering, and the Gator blue shorts. Gator Attack Club. Is that Fairley out there getting ready to serve, Josh?
Sure is.
Gator Attack Club instrumental. Boom.
Oh, okay.
Instrumental in promoting this program and supporting this program, and we look forward to chatting with two who have been a part of that organization for a number of years later in the match, and Jim and Betty Parrish. But we're ready for volleyball now. Ole Miss in the court to our left, and in the court to our right, Florida. Josh, adjustments in these two-match mini-series. Interesting to see which team makes which adjustments in the match today.
Well, as you mentioned, we've already seen one with Sam Schnitta playing right side for Ole Miss. Expect her to be a serving target for the Gators, but she also brings more offense than her sub, Julia Dice, does.
Kylie McLaughlin serves for Ole Miss. Run underway. Pass by Caesar. Had to be played by Hall. Beeson will flat-footed put the ball across. Played up in the back row by Bergach. And they go to the middle, and it's a kill in the middle. And I beg your pardon, that is Bergach in the middle. It was the libero Bergio, similar sounding name, I guess, making the kill. So Ole Miss breaks out on top 1-0 after the kill for Bergach in the middle for Mississippi. Here's a serve forthcoming for McLaughlin. Pass McKissick, set to the right side. Down the right side, Thayer Hall. It's dug up in back left by Riley Fisher, the former Gator. Carvacho dug up by Caesar. Gators go to the outside to Beeson, who's parked on the left, and Beeson with the kill. We tie the score at 1 apiece.
Beeson taking a long angle shot all the way to the back left corner. But I think you'd agree, Tom, that already this Ole Miss Rebels squad looks a little bit more composed against the Gator offense, particularly that hammer of a line shot from the right side by Thayer Hall.
Thayer Hall serves, back line left side, past Carvacho. Set outside to Carvacho. Gator blockers, did they touch it? No, they missed it. She tried to go up and over and missed. So the attack error for Carvacho, and the Gators take their first lead of the afternoon at 2-1. Just getting underway here in the opening set.
Looked like Gigi Carvacho took that set a little bit too low and hit the ball. I'm not even sure that was a high hands attempt.
Here's the serve for Hall, catches him net. Pass made by Bergach. Set to the right side, Schnitta blocked by Caesar. Nice up though. Out to the outside to Carvacho goes Ole Miss. Gators block it. There's Dooley along with Beeson at the net. 3-1 Florida.
And the Gator block was incremental yesterday, starting off a little bit slower, but by the end made a huge influence on the Gator win. Looks like Dooley's cued in and picking right up where she left off yesterday.
Florida on a 3-0 scoring run. Another serve here for Thayer Hall. It's deep. Pass by Fisher at the last minute. Set to the middle. And there's Bergach with their second kill, as Ole Miss seems to be making it a point when there's a good pass or a good play in transition to get the ball into the middle, Josh.
Yeah, and grad setter Kylie Laughlin is doing a really good job of pushing Bergach away from her just a little bit, forcing some extra alignment by Dooley on that quick set to the middle.
Serve in play, past McKissick for Florida. Gators go middle to Dooley, and Dooley hammers one into their back right at McLaughlin. She tried to play it off the left shoulder to no avail.
And that was just, I think, a reaction time off of McLaughlin. That ball was on her quickly.
So the kill for Dooley as she is out. And now, after the rotation, in the front row for the next three is Lauren Forte. Dueling Laurens in the middle for Florida, of course. To the outside goes Ole Miss, and it's a kill for Anna Bear.
Anna Bear had a pretty solid performance in the matchup yesterday. The Rebels lean on her quite a deal at that left pin, and as we heard earlier in the interviews, running pace with her in a lot of situations.
Her serve is in play. To the right side, Beeson tips it across, played up by Schnitta. Ole Miss runs the offense to the middle. Gators get a hand on it. Beeson a hand on it. Monserrat sets one to the outside somehow. Tip shot Caesar, played up near the net, tapped across, played up by Monserrat for Florida. Off the forearms of McKissick for Florida to Caesar, and Caesar plays one in the back left. That's where Bergach was, playing back left. The middle blocker, smart shot by Caesar.
And what we just saw at the net is exactly what Dave Goose was talking about in his interview. No block on record there. It didn't end the play, but a triple up in front of that tight net play from the Rebels forced them to tip over. It was essentially a free ball for Florida to use.
Here's Merritt Beeson with that serve from way back to the outside to Bear, and it's a kill for Bear. 6-3 Florida.
Refs may be calling
5-4.
Refs may be calling that second contact a little loose. as McLaughlin leaned off to her left. It looked like that may have been a double contact, but no whistle.
Here's the serve for Schnitta. She has an unbelievable jump serve. It caught some net, pass Hall to the middle to Forte, and Forte kills it. Did not penetrate the plane of the net. The kill for her, and the block attempt was Ratliff, but didn't penetrate that net.
Well, it was timing. It was a timing issue. The block was just too early for Forte's reach. They were actually already on the way back down, which left that gap.
Here comes Caesar serving for Florida. Gators up 6-4. Pass made by their libero to the outside to Bear. Roll shot is down for the kill. Bear is already put up for the Ole Miss Rebels her third kill. Make that 2 for Bear, I beg your pardon.
She carries .326 hitting average on the season, which is pretty impressive, particularly for an outside when you consider that a lot of the less than ideal situations she's getting set.
And I was right for my scorecard. 3 kills for her. And there's a blast in the middle from Lauren Forte. Drifting a bit to her left, took it, and went to her right.
Gigi Carvaccio's there on the attack line. She's got her heels just 3 meters off the net, and that ball bounced off of her thighs from the Lauren Forte kill, or swing, excuse me.
Rotation, and here is the serve for Trinity Adams, who's found a home serving for Florida. Here is her serve. Pass made Schnitta, and that's in the net at the antenna. No chance for McLaughlin to make a play. And that's what we talked about. The Gators, as Kentucky did when they played them before they got to Gainesville, Ole Miss, targeted Schnitta quite often in terms of their serve receive.
Yeah, and Banworth subbed her out in the second set as a result, giving up her offensive contributions.
Pass made by the libero, Bergio, to the outside to Carvaccio. Played up by Caesar and back right for Florida. Set to the outside to Hall. Angle shot, kill. That was on Carvaccio in a hurry. She was at the 10-foot line in the middle of the court, and Hall just took dead aim.
Standing in basically the exact same spot she was to defend Forte out of the middle just a play or so ago. And again, just the heat rate at her. You can see palpable frustration on her part.
Trinity Adams beyond the end line right side serves. Schnitta with a pass there. McLaughlin goes outside to Carvaccio, and that's the best look in these 2 matches for Carvaccio.
Carvaccio is a tall player. She's at 6'4". At the outside, that gives her a wide shot cone. In this case, she beat the block inside and was able to hit the same angle shot, essentially, that Thayer Hall just swung at her.
Serve here for Bergio, the libero. Pass Caesar. And the Caesar pass went over the net, and it's batted back down with 2 hands by Burgach for the kill for Ole Miss. 9-7, Florida's lead trimmed to 2. Again, Bergio serves. That last kill, a product of a great serve by Bergio.
And we talk often about Dooley's block. I'll finish this in a minute, Tom.
Caesar with a great pass there to the outside to Hall. Hall is blocked. Great up on the block, covered by Caesar. Played to McKissick, to the net. Tapped across by Hall. Ole Miss runs the offense, goes middle, and she is blocked. There's Dooley up alongside Hall to block that middle attack from Burgach.
We get an opportunity to talk about Dooley's block a little sooner than I thought, but I was going to mention how we talk very much about Dooley's offensive contribution at the net, but Burgach is actually leading her in blocks in the SEC. Burgach at 4th, Dooley at 7th.
Here's a serve for Marley Monserrat. The Florida senior setter. Fisher with the pass for Ole Miss to the outside of Carvaccio. Blocked by Merritt Beeson, one-on-one. Merritt Beeson up quickly, all by herself on Florida's right side, and she makes the block, the block solo to make it Florida 11, Ole Miss 7.
You just don't get that many opportunities for solo blocks as a right side player, especially since the hitter has the advantage, but Beeson was keyed in.
Service error for Marley Monserrat there in the net. Florida's lead now stands at 3. Here in the first set from Exact Tech Arena at the O'Connell Center. Kylie McLaughlin serves here for Ole Miss. Beyond the end line, right side extended back. She will approach, toss, and hit the float serve. Pass, Caesar and back left. Marley Monserrat sets the outside. Beeson, high off hands it goes. Great save by Bergio over her head to the outside to Carvaccio. And the Gators block it. It's Dooley up alongside of Thayer Hall.
The Rebels realizing that they've got to use pace, a lower, faster set to the pins to beat Florida. But in situations like that where McLaughlin's all the way over to the sideline, she put Carvaccio in a situation where it was a trap set.
Thayer Hall to serve here at 12-8 Florida. Pass made Fisher, the former Gator, in back left. Somehow gotten across the net by Burgach. Gator scramble, send one to the outside to Caesar. Bergio couldn't make that play above her head. Too much pace on it from Caesar. The kill for Tiara Caesar. It's 2 out of 3 for Tiara now on the day, and it's Florida 13, Ole Miss 8.
And that's the same situation out of the middle again. We saw this in back-to-back plays. McLaughlin trying to use the pace, but not getting the set quality of their middle knees. It was very low.
Thayer Hall serves. Catches the net, stays on the Gators side. Service error for the Gators makes it just second on the day for the Gators. Small stat line there. One column off. I beg your pardon on that one.
I think it's very important for the Gators to keep their ace to error ratio at 1-to-1 if they can in this match.
Serving is Maggie Miller for Ole Miss. Gators go right side to Beeson. Angle shot, kill. McLaughlin didn't have a chance in back right.
Mare Beeson looking very good, much akin to how she started off the season at that right pin for the Gators, hitting at full extension and splitting the block. I mentioned earlier that a one-on-one hitter has the advantage. In this case, Beeson on offense against 2, but when they don't close, the hitter still has the advantage.
Serve McKissick. A bullet. Pass made Bergio. Second play by Bear. Sent across, but way long. Flat-footed on the floor. She missed the court long. Did Peyton Burgach.
That's a winning combination.
15-9 Florida as McKissick serves after the media timeout. Pass Bear and back left. Ole Miss runs out to Bear on the left. It's dug up, but no one's going to get there. Off to our right. Caesar made a valiant effort for it, but there's another kill for Anna Bear. Give her now 4. She's 4 for 4 to start this match for the Ole Miss Rebels.
Bear going right down the sideline, as you said. Put it on Monserrat quickly.
Tough play for Florida. Beeson has to play it up. Caesar sends it across with her forearms. Free ball opportunity for Ole Miss. Out to the outside to Bear. Dug up by McKissick. Monserrat makes a play over the scorer's table. Back across it goes by Hall. Free ball opportunity for Ole Miss. They go right side to Schnitta. It's dug up by Monserrat. Second contact Hall. No one's going to get there at third contact and back right.
And as Hall ran that ball down toward the announcer's table, she seemed to get a little bit tentative, rightly so, because there's a little bit of a drop-off there from the wood floor.
Yes.
And I think just her backing off that little bit changed her contact.
So Schnitta with the kill there. It's Florida 15-11. Tip shot Beeson and perfectly timed on her way down. Bear laughing over there at the left antenna because it was tantalizingly right there near her shoulder, but she couldn't make a play on it.
I would even venture to say right at the tip of her nose as she came down, you cannot time a tip any better than what Beeson just did.
Beeson now serves, evoking memories of Arimar Rodriguez serving way back at the stands. Gator block on Bear, but played up. Out to Bear again. She hit the antenna that time. That set was way too far left. And it wasn't from the setter. I believe it was from Schnitta.
Well, and that's what I mean as far as Bear's hitting percentage being so impressive. She gets a lot of balls like that where it's what we call out of system. Setter doesn't handle the ball, might be off forearms, and being just thrown out to that front left. Not really a precise set. And she still comes up with kills. You cannot. Only so much. You have to have that pass. Otherwise, all of these phenomenal hitters for Florida don't get to do their job.
Beeson serves, pass Bergio out to the outside to Bear off the net. Dug up by McKissick diving to her right. Florida sets the outside to Caesar. Did she swipe hands? She's looking for a touch. She will not get one, and she's going to Mary Wise. Take the challenge card out. There we go. Gives us the opportunity for Josh to explain the experimental rule with challenges this year that's being employed by the SEC. Josh, take it away.
And we'll see that here.
Earn that doctorate.
We'll see that here in the home match for just the first couple of times here, as if you challenge and you win the challenge. If you're the one that pulls the card and asks for an overturned play, if it does go your way, you actually get your challenge back. So that doesn't take away from the amount of challenges you can use for the remainder of the match.
And you're given 2 now, and if it goes to a 5th, you get a 3rd.
Exactly right.
It used to be the old rule that we're now experimenting with. You get 3, And once you use it, you use it. And Mary Wise wins the challenge. The call given by the down official, John Baer, saying, yes, there was a touch, so challenge well taken. And right away, you saw Caesar going, challenge that, Coach Wise.
Yeah, from the perspective of all the players on the court, it was definitive. And Dave Booz was also convinced even from the bench.
Beeson serves, past Bergio, tough one. Service ace for Merritt Beeson. Merritt Beeson had her serving issues earlier in the year with trying to jump float, but here with that serve, I said evoking memories of Arimar Rodriguez back in the day, who would go all the way back to the stands. That ball's in the air a long time, and that time the bottom dropped out. Bergio couldn't handle it. 19-11 Florida. Pass made Bergio there. To the right side to Schnitta. Wow, who made that up? It was Monserrat. Second contact, Caesar. Hall gets it across. Free ball opportunity for Ole Miss. They go to the right side to Schnitta again, and this time she pounds one down on the angle shot.
What's so impressive about Sam Schnitta is her ability to approach so quickly. She accelerates through that approach faster than what you would think from her height at 6 foot, and then has a whip of an arm, and so she's able to beat that closing block and hit down through the seam. Monserrat took the first one, couldn't handle the second.
Schnitta with the heavy topspin serve near the net. Monserrat couldn't play it in the plane, and she's called for being in the net. She tried to pull back, and Baer hammered it anyway, but it's 19-13. Schnitta with a wicked serve. The lefty just pounds it on the heavy topspin, just rip. Pass made there, McKissick. Monserrat didn't have to move. Sets Forte, it's blocked. Played up by Monserrat. McKissick steps in with the forearms, gets it out to Caesar. The dig from Ole Miss went across the net. Played up by McKissick, out to the outside to Caesar. Off hands, played up by Schnitta in back right. Ole Miss runs the middle. Is that a pancake save? Yes, it is. Across Caesar. Schnitta plays the ball out. And the setter, McLaughlin, plays it down with the left hand.
Dump from McLaughlin, unchallenged by Tiara Caesar with all the pace going on in that scrappy defense on the Florida side. Don't know what the plan is, but it's not uncommon to have your outside blocker, your outside hitter block against that setter dunk. Tiara Caesar was still on the ground.
Service error there for Schnitta. And during the middle of that play, it's 2014 now Florida. Every coach up off the bench for Ole Miss saying that wasn't a pancake by McKissick in the middle of that rally that Schnitta ultimately terminated.
And as soon as you beckon
for McLaughlin,
I
beg your pardon.
As soon as you beckon for the next serve, it's a wash.
Pass made, Bergio. To the middle they go, behind the setter in the middle of the court. First opportunity really there for Sasha Ratliff as she buries it. Her second swing on the day, her first kill.
And the Gator block yesterday really disallowed Ratliff from doing what she does best. She's fourth coming into this weekend in the SEC in kill percentage out of the middle, which not only shows how effective she is as a hitter, but how well McLaughlin finds her in the right situations.
Pass made, Hall to the middle. Forte is blocked. There's Ratliff up alongside of McLaughlin. Approach, serve, pass McKissick to the outside to Hall. Played up by Schnitta. Bergio will get there. Carvaccio won't get it across.
Carvaccio, solid 3 steps past the end line on the Rebels side. Didn't have enough muster to get it back to the net. But Lauren Forte there waiting and ready with the block regardless. All started off from a great high hand shot down the line from Thayer Hall, trying to take advantage again of the shorter blocker at the right side in McLaughlin.
21-16 Florida. Adams checks in and serves for the Gators. Dooley back on the court. Other side of the rotation. Forte out. Sets the outside to Carvaccio. Beeson got 2 arms on it, but that ball had a lot of pace when it hit her in back middle and goes into the cheerleaders beyond the end line.
The big difference on that last one was the set, Tom. McLaughlin not sacrificing set quality for pace. Backed off on the pace a little bit and really zeroed in, allowing Carvaccio to hit it extension.
Libero Sam Bergio serves here for Ole Miss. Pass, Caesar. Marley got there off the forearms to Hall. Hall takes a swat at one. Carvaccio right at the 10-foot line, got her forearms on it, but so much pace it went over the Florida end line, one hop into the cheerleaders.
I don't know how Carvaccio got her arms on that. That ball had to have broken the sound barrier. And what's most impressive about it is the fact that Monserrat, again, drained that ball on the run off her forearms, putting up a perfect killable set.
Here's Marley Monserrat serving at 22-17. Tough pass, Schnitta, set to the middle, and it floats right by Peyton Burgach. I think Carvaccio might have expected it to the outside. They both went up, but the set floated right down. Now, Mary Wise of Florida still has one. It's Monserrat, Caesar, McKissick, Beeson, Hall, and Dooley for Florida. In serve receive 3 for Ole Miss. Let's see if the Gators target Schnitta in back left. It's right at her. She makes the pass high in the air. McLaughlin sets the middle. And she's blocked! Big block for the Gators. Dooley and Hall, and mostly Hall. Wow.
And you talk about blocking responsibility and lining up on your hitters. Hall, as an outside, was standing dead center in the net. How about that for some play calling by Florida and really good scouting for what this team does?
Deep serve, pass made last minute. The setter sends it across. One-handed save by McKissick to the right side to Beeson. And Merritt Beeson delivers the exclamation point on set number 1 with their 4th kill in the frame. Performed very well the last 2 matches and into today.
And, you know, I think, at least from the Rebels' perspective, with Schnitta still getting court time, I don't think that Ole Miss views themselves as passing at a deficit right now, but you can't deny it.
Here's Marley serving it at Schnitta. Look out, overpass. Thayer Hall whacks one down for the kill. So Hall, Dooley, Beeson, Monserrat, McKissick, and Caesar start for Florida with the overpass kill there. Schnitta passing back right for Ole Miss. Bergio in the middle, and to the left is Miller on the court with McLaughlin, Ratliff, and Bear. Serve it, Schnitta, pass high in the air. McLaughlin tracks it down, goes outside to Bear, who pushes it across. Played up by Caesar for Florida. Gators run the outside. Thayer Hall is blocked. Great up from McKissick. Second contact, Dooley. She's called for illegal contact, double hit.
And immediately waves her hands in front of her.
My fault.
Oh, that was gross. She knew.
Did she say that was gross? It looked like she might have been saying something similar.
That was the look on her face.
Oh, okay.
That was the look on her face. Like, yeah, I know.
That was the body language.
That one stunk. But but I think that, you know, we can use that whole Schnitta Dice sub as a litmus test for the Ole Miss passing.
Fisher serves for Ole Miss. Gators go to the right side, and there's Thayer Hall with an angle shot in front of Schnitta in front right for Ole Miss. 2-1 Florida.
And for Banworth, that's got to be a tough call, you know, because Schnitta brings so much offensively, which you have to do against the Gators. But you can't use that if you don't pass. So curious to see when she thinks enough will be enough and make that sub.
Here's Thayer Hall, who had a season-high 14 kills yesterday, had a great floor game. Out to the outside to Carvacho. Roll shot played up by Monserrat after being touched on the block. Sits to the right side to Beeson. Roll shot from the right side off the net. Near the net. I don't know if she redirected it, but Caesar went up as if she was going to joust with McLaughlin, but it fell down in front of her.
McLaughlin, the shorter player, recognized that Caesar was blocking high and instead caught that low contact and actually was underneath Caesar's hands as she directed the ball straight down.
2-2.
Caesar just thought that they were going to joust higher than they actually did.
Here's the serve for Bergio, the libero, transfer from Maryland for Ole Miss. Monserrat sets the right side. Beeson down the line. Missed it wide.
Oh, that ball had some movement on it.
Sure did. Just missed, not by much, but it hit the line judge on his left foot. That's outside of the line, so easy call to make if you're a line judge there. So the attack error for Florida's Beeson. It's 3-2 Ole Miss. Bergio serves left to right. Past McKissick. Monserrat sets the outside. Here's Caesar. Roll shot. Played up by Schnitta in back right. McLaughlin sits the outside. Carvacho tips it across. Had to do it on her way down. Gators go pipe to Hall. A tip shot. And it goes up in the plane to the net. A diving play made by the former Gator Riley Fisher at the 10-foot line. The dig went across the net, and Dooley was there in time.
And that all came from Carvacho having to choke up, as you alluded to there, from a poor set and tipping over the block. She was mistimed on her approach. Made everything much easier for the Gators.
3-3 here in set 2. Gators up a set. Here's the serve for McKissick. Pass made Schnitta in back left. To the outside to Carvacho. Another mistimed one. Played up by McKissick. Monserrat somehow gets the set to Forte, and Forte kills it. Put it into Ole Miss's back left, and Fisher couldn't keep it in the field, in the court.
Unbelievable. Monserrat on the jump set. Her shoulder blades right even with the tape there as she reached into the plane and brought the ball back out to make a killable set for Forte, who is timed and waiting. What a connection.
Forte, 3-1-5 on the afternoon as Schnitta makes the pass there. Out to the outside to Carvacho. She tries to push it into the hands, but pushes it right into Beeson. Closing was Forte, but another Florida block makes it Florida 5, Ole Miss 3.
And I get the speed, but at that point, the set's so predictable as far as where it's going to go. I feel like it would make an easier job for Carvacho to set a taller set and let her hit around the block.
Gators on a 3-0 scoring run. Tough serve. They get it. No, they don't. It goes past Carvacho and goes out of bounds. 6-3 Florida as serve receive woes for Ole Miss, and we will see that change for Ole Miss. Out goes Carvacho, and in comes Julia Dice, who got the start yesterday, the freshman out of Brandon, Mississippi.
But usually subs for Schnitta, so this is a little bit of a different look here.
Stole my thunder. Here's a serve for McKissick. Serve it right at Schnitta again. Set to the outside to Dice. Dug up by McKissick in back left. Out to the outside to Caesar. She is blocked. Played up by Hall. Monsoy sets it across the net and gets it down for the kill. All the Ole Miss players were looking for a quick set to the middle, and she just did a quick set down and over.
This will be an interesting matchup here, Tom, as we've got Dice, who comes into this weekend with only 3 blocks on the season against Merritt Beeson, who's looking really good at the right side for Florida. Hit 692 yesterday.
McLaughlin tried to dump it. Gators touch it, got it up. The outside to Caesar. She's blocked, played up by McKissick. Monsoy sets the middle. Forte down for the kill. Hit it off of Burgach and McLaughlin. 8-3 Florida. And Caleb Banworth doesn't like the way that this set has trended after they started out with positive vibes.
Works.
Here's a serve for McKissick. Past Dice. Outside to Dice. Dug up by Hall and back right. Monsoy got her forearms on it. Forearms off of Hall across the net. Free ball for Ole Miss. And she missed it. She missed it on the slide play. Had a good look at Burgach hitting across her body to the left and missed it wide. Florida 9, Ole Miss 3.
And between the two hitters out of the middle for Ole Miss, Burgach definitely the less proficient of the two on the slide. She's much more effective in front.
7th serve this turn for McKissick. They go to Burgach again. It's blocked back by Caesar. They played up, go to Dice. Gator block. It goes right through the block of Forte and Beeson down to the floor. So a kill for Dice.
Dice determined to make a liar out of me. Hits high hands twice in a row now. Doesn't have the reach that Carvacho does, but she's got some good court presence and able to find those hands.
Kylie McLaughlin serves for Ole Miss. Past Caesar. Back set right side. Beeson tip shot. Played up behind the block by Burgach. Out to Dice. Rolls it across. Played up by Caesar. Monserrat sets the pipe. Thayer Hall tips it across. Played up by McLaughlin. Out to the outside to Dice. Gators block it. There's Forte in the middle with Beeson trailing her on her outside shoulder.
And I may have said Burgach when I was speaking of Dice on that last one as far as reach compared to Carvacho, but it's important to point out, I've got to give Dice credit. What I'm talking about offensively is her at the right side, which is where she's been sub lately, but she is an outside hitter.
Serve Beeson. Pass made Dice to the right side to Schnitter. Roll shot played up by Beeson and back right. Thayer Hall off the forearms. Caesar will just play it across. Free ball opportunity for Ole Miss. Riley Fisher steers one to the right side to Schnitter. And the Gators block it! There's Caesar and Forte.
And on that higher ball, that out-of-system play, Tiara Caesar choosing, instead of swinging, to free ball over, shows the confidence that she has in the Gator block and defense right now, just relying on their ability to keep the point.
Serve again for Beeson. What a bullet. Fisher, hard to handle. Bergio had to play it. Free ball opportunity for Florida, sent across by Dice. To the middle, Forte is blocked. Played it up. Played it across the net. Gators keep it alive. That was a dive by Beeson. To the outside to Caesar. Marley sends it across. Played it by Bergio and back left to the middle. And a kill in the middle there for Peyton Burgach.
Fantastic adjustment by Sam Bergio, the libero for Ole Miss. We said this yesterday on the TV coverage, but a little bit uncharacteristically, she plays middle back as a libero.
Mm-hmm.
And as that play developed, she went all the way to the left and was there waiting as Monserrat turned and dumped, but it was really a shoot set to that back left corner.
Maggie Miller serves for Ole Miss. To Caesar, and she is blocked. Best defensive sequence of the day there as that ball went down off of Schnitter and Burgach in a hurry. Florida 11, Ole Miss 6. after the Ole Miss Rebels record the block there. Just their second of the day. Pass. Marley dumps it behind her, and it's a kill. As trying to make the play was Miller diving in front left, but another kill for Marley Monserrat. Make it 2 out of 3 attempts on the afternoon. She already has 15 assists on the day.
Monserrat bringing the finesse on that dump, turned her right hand, palm toward her face, and just barely touched the ball to direct it along the net, upper left.
Caesar serves. Pass made. Dice. No, excuse me, that's Bear. Bear gets the attack. McKissick digs it up for Florida and back left. Roll shot from Thayer Hall. McLaughlin goes all the way outside for Ole Miss for Bear. Gator block, touched it, played up by Caesar. Monserrat somehow tracks it down. Hall will send it across off the forearms. Free ball opportunity for Ole Miss. To the right side to Schnitta. And blocked by Thayer Hall. One-on-one block solo for Thayer Hall. To the lefty.
After all of the action out of the middle from Peyton Burgach, Lauren Forte stayed with her and was late to close that. Thayer Hall didn't need the help.
Strong physical blocker, Thayer Hall. Here's the serve at Florida 13, Ole Miss 6. And it's in! The service aces. Bergio thought it was sailing long. It really dug in that deep left corner.
And that's the trick about float serves, Tom, is you don't know how they're going to move. They're very inconsistent, and this one ended up floating downward at just the last instant to catch the line.
Florida's third service ace of the day, and that one's in the net. The Gators' third service error.
That one floated downward early off Tiara Caesar's hand.
True. That's one way to describe it, yes.
But you have to say, Ole Miss there, a little spark of life. You have to count that as a successful timeout by Banworth.
Here's the serve forthcoming from Burgach. That means Ratliff's back on the court, and she serves one long. I'm surprised, Josh, it's 15-7 now after that error. Gators with an 8-point lead here, that more teams haven't served short against Florida after the success Baylor had. That's got to be on everyone's kind of scouting report.
Yeah, but the problem is, Tom, the trade-off is if you miss that serve, you're either in the net or you're serving a lollipop that's easy to run a first swing kill off of.
How about 3 service errors in a row as Adams checks in and misses? She goes back to the bench for Florida. 15-8. The Gator lead is 7. Ole Miss has already called one timeout here in this set as Schnitta prepares to hit that wicked jump serve. Great pass to the outside to Hall. She is blocked, but it's played up. Hall plays to the outside to Caesar. It caught some net, played up by Bear. McLaughlin off the forearms all the way out to the outside to Bear. Gator blockers touch it, played up by McKissick. Marley jump sets the right side. Beeson caught the net and stayed on the Gator side.
May have led Merritt Beeson just a little bit too much out of the back row there. As you said, it didn't clear, but she had to stretch way out to make that contact.
Boy, if I'm in serve receive and you see that serve coming from Schnitta, that's got to be 3 or 4 seconds of terror.
I don't know if it's even that long.
There's the serve, and that one's in the net. And for the life of me, the name escaped after the error there. But the setter for Penn State during their run, the lefty, wow, yeah. What a serve she had. I sat behind at one of the regionals and watched her serve saying, oh, my gosh.
Well, I was going to say, at least the topspin serve is more predictable in its movement. It typically just drops down. Now, that was the trick with Penn State. I'll finish this in a moment.
Here's the serve for Marley Monserrat for Florida. Past Bergio. Ratliff with an off-speed shot played up by Florida. Sent across by Caesar, a free ball opportunity for Ole Miss. They go to Bear. Gator blockers touch it. Played up by Caesar. Marley Monserrat sets the outside to Hall. Hall, the Bergio dig goes across the net. Played by McKissick. Set the outside again. Hall with a tip. Played up near the net by Schnitta. Played across by McLaughlin. In the plane of the net, Ratliff takes a swing. Dug up by Caesar. Marley tracks it down and back right for Florida to the outside to Hall. Hall with the roll shot. It's down for the kill. Florida wins the long rally.
You gotta love pulling out one of those long rallies. Not with your opponent making an error, but actually earning the point as Florida just did. They worked for it, maximum effort, and came up with the point.
Wow. And your point for the serve.
Okay, so what made that serve from Penn State back in the day so ridiculous is the unnatural pace of the serve, coupled with the fact that she would make contact with the ball slightly off-center. So not quite on a vertical axis, right?
Okay.
And so as it was spinning and dropping at that ridiculous speed, it would turn slightly.
Was it Hancock? I'm trying to remember the
I'm drawing a blank
last name of the setter.
Because you put me on a...
Put us on the spot. You're going to look it up. That's look-upable.
No. I got people on this. Dan King, do me a favor and shoot me that name from Penn State back in the day, will you?
Okay. Number 21 for Florida serving. That's Marley Monserrat, now a senior, as her serve is in play. Past Bergio to the outside to Bear. Big block. Played up by Miller. She roll shots it across. Does Bear. Marley jump sets the outside to Hall. Roll shot down for the kill. Bear was trying to get there from front left behind McLaughlin and Ratliff, but couldn't get there in time. Florida 18, Ole Miss 9. And when it rains, it pours. Gators have just found an unbelievable rhythm today, building off of what they had yesterday against the Ole Miss Rebels. A 3-0 scoring run. Here's Monterey serving again. To Ratliff. There's a laser. Not all the way to the right antenna, just one step behind the setter, and that's down for the kill. 18-10. Florida's lead is 8. And Riley Fisher, the former Gator, checks in to serve again for the Bulldogs here. The Rebels here.
And I mentioned earlier that's the big difference in the two middles is Ratliff is really proficient at running that slide.
Fast.
And not only that, she can run it immediately behind the setter all the way to the pin.
What foot speed. Pass, Hall. Gators go outside to Beeson, who's on the left. No one there. Look out below. Beeson ranges high to get that one.
And how cool is that when Florida's in rotation 1? So when Marley Monterey is back serving,
yes,
they swap their right front and their left front. Thayer Hall stays over at the right side. Beeson hits at the left. And both of them are equally as effective at that different position.
19-10, Thayer Hall serves. Pass Ole Miss. They go to Ratliff. Was that Caesar with the block? Just stayed, hung in the air and got it.
Yes, sir.
Florida 20, Ole Miss 10.
That ball died inside. So Ratliff was going for the wide slide, but McLaughlin set it short. So right behind her, forcing
Russ Rose, 5 times AVCA Coach of the Year, National Coach. Mary Wise, 3, the only 2 more than 2. Set to the outside quickly for Dice, and Dice kills it. 20-11 as I put that into my scorecard here, courtside. That was a nice look for Dice. Best look at maybe the left antenna in quite a while since Bear had a good look earlier in set 1. Serve by Bergio. Florida makes the pass and goes the outside to Caesar. Down for the kill as Bergio diving in back middle, couldn't come up with it.
And we haven't talked a whole lot about Sam Bergio, but this is another transfer here, in this case from Maryland.
Made quite a difference.
Came in 5'10". That's pretty tall for a libero. And I think it's a brilliant move putting her at middle back and allowing her to use that wingspan a bit, that it expands the area that she can cover.
Lauren Thompson has checked in for some more ball control for Ole Miss, and she makes that pass there in back left to the slide play, and she missed it. Did Peyton Burgach, and it just, you said, the foot speed, the attack angles, just not the same as Ratliff, as Bergio just doesn't hit the slide as well as Ratliff.
She's just not as explosive with it, is really what I think it comes down to. And she can thunder the ball from in front of the setter. There's no taking away from her hitting ability, but it's just a different skill, and Ratliff's got a leg up on that one. No pun intended on that one-footed slide approach.
Right. Saltemeyer checks in as Burgach goes out to the outside to Dice. Gator blocker's got a hand on it. Played up by Hall. Set to the outside to Caesar. Oh, look out. That one hit the back right player, Lauren Thompson, I believe, in the chin. Ouch.
Little chin music. Welcome to the match, Lauren Thompson.
Oh, my goodness. Caesar unloaded on that ball down the line. For Tiara, now 5 kills. Gators on a 3-0 scoring run. Pass Fisher for Ole Miss. And there on the slide, effectively hit Saltemeyer.
Saltemeyer came in late in the match yesterday and immediately made a difference. And again, you have to keep in mind that she didn't play the entire match, but was error-free over 8 swings, 2 kills. Only hit 250, but those are some big plays by her.
Here's a serve for Kylie McLaughlin, the setter for Ole Miss. Pass made, Caesar. Monterey sets the right side. Beeson, tip shot. Somebody got to it. I think it was, I can't tell who it was. Now she gets up off the floor. It was Schnitta. Monterey will jump set the right side. Beeson straight down to the floor. Dice was supposed to be there, but I don't think she got there anywhere near in time.
Well, I mentioned the blocking mismatch there at net play between the two. Dice didn't even get off the ground. I think it was just she was late to leave the ground, not late to get there.
Okay.
I think she was just looking up in awe at the natural wonder of Merritt Beeson as she connected with that ball.
The natural wonder. I'm going to put that in the archives.
Standing there in awe, just, Yeah, it was
and now Beeson will serve. And look, the cheerleaders have to split so she can go all the way back to the auxiliary media table behind them. She's all the way back as far as she can go beyond the end line in the middle. 3 in serve receive for Ole Miss. Here is Beeson at set point and floats that one long. That's 24-13. second opportunity at set point for the Gators.
And Beeson trails on the ace error ratio for all of the Gators servers, but expect that to change with this new format with her in the back. It's going to be something else, I think, pulling her off of the jump float.
Maybe Matt Delancey brought some old videos of his wife, Arimar Rodriguez, back in the day serving from way back there. This is how you ought to try it. Here's the serve for Ole Miss. Pass Caesar. Monterey sets the outside. Caesar dug up by Miller with a great one-arm save. Bear on the outside off the net. Played up by Hall and back right for Florida. Monterey steers one to the outside. Roll shot for Caesar. Down for Tiara Caesar. 6th kill on the afternoon, and her kill ends the second set. 25-13 Florida. Gators firing on all.
Just ask Jim. But they were both there, and of course, as always, following this match closely.
Riley Fisher serves for Ole Miss and serves the ace to open up the set. 1-0 Ole Miss.
That one caught Ellie McKissick high. She brought her platform off midline, reaching outside her shoulders. But quick float on that serve from Riley Fisher.
Had an ace yesterday for the Ole Miss Rebels. Returning to this court where she played for 3 years. To the right side to Hall. It's blocked. Played up by Caesar. Monterey sets the outside to Beeson. It's blocked. Played up by Monterey. Off the forearms of McKissick to the right side to Hall. She's blocked. Played up by Monterey. Went across the net. Bergio plays it up to the outside to Dice. And Dice misses. We're tied at 1.
Dice was leaning backwards on that ball. It was a little bit of a wide set and tried to hit cross body. Couldn't find the court. But to finish your thoughts earlier, about Riley Fisher, she was in the mix for libero when she was here at Florida, but even after that was decided, she continued to contribute greatly from the service line for the Gators.
Here's Thayer Hall serving. Gators up 2-0, and there's a service error for Hall. It's Ole Miss 2, Florida 1. As Saltemeyer comes back in for Ole Miss on the court with Dice, McLaughlin, Fisher, Schnitta, and serving the libero, Bergio. Serving in serve receive. This is Hall and back right. One-handed set. Down to the floor. Kill. Dooley. We're tied at 2.
Wow, and just the awareness and the trust from Forte as she approached, from Dooley as she approached on that ball. And Marley just teeing up the one-handed set. That doesn't happen unless Dooley trusts her implicitly to handle the ball. She was up and waiting.
Caesar, Forte, Beeson, Hall, and Monterey with McKissick's serve. To Saltemeyer. The Gators dig it up, and it goes across the net out of bounds. Some life off the bench from the senior, Saltemeyer.
And hit such a heavy ball, does Aubrey Saltemeyer out of the middle.
Serving for Ole Miss, here is McLaughlin. The transfer from Oklahoma, started her career at Oregon State. Here's the serve, and it caught some net. Pass Caesar diving to get it. Set to the right side. Beeson tips it, and that was a lift. Thank you. Or no, 4 hits.
4 contacts. Tom broke character there for just a second.
Well, when you have something shocking like that.
Oh, come on.
It was either Saltemeyer or Schnitta maybe down on the floor. That I thought it was a lift, a blatant lift.
So we've got
Barnworth says, is that 4 hits? And you're trying to listen in, Josh. I know. They're right in front of us as McLaughlin is talking with the up official.
And she's trying to say that there were
Kevin Wendelboe.
2 consecutive touches with the block. And the up ref saying no, that those were 2 different touches. And the block was 1 touch, and then on the ground was another.
And I beg your pardon, I had the name wrong. That is Don Goodwin who is up. I looked at him and said, that's Don Goodwin, who was down yesterday. Bear is one of the line judges, so I beg your pardon. It's going to have we're going to take a look at that in replay, it looks like. Challenge call.
Well, and while the officials are over there trying to sort out this kerfuffle, I just want to go ahead and...
A kerfuffle? Is that what you said?
That's what I said, a kerfuffle.
I've never heard that word before. Okay, go ahead.
My. Well, this is basically a little bit of chaos brought about from 2 opposing points of view here.
I like it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, after the kerfuffle, what is your point?
My point is one of the big differences now that Ole Miss has come out with here is that pressure from the net play. And that's one of the things that you can do, and we're going to see a replay on this. So maybe not the right call there. And of course, since we don't know what would have happened, the only play to call is a replay and allow him to run it back. But what I was going to say is just bringing Saltemeyer in and bringing in this different perspective at the net. Dooley and Forte have been really keyed in on the other personnel for Ole Miss, so that allows some different looks and a little bit more pressure to be given back by the Rebels.
And I thought there was a lift in there, as you heard. I'm out of character. Oh, look out. Great serve. And Ole Miss takes a lead of 2 here early in set 3. They did yesterday leading 9-5, but then service runs by Monserrat and McKissick kind of closed the door as the Gators roared back to take it in a sweep. Here's a serve for McLaughlin. Pass made, Hall. Right side, Beeson off hands. Saltemeyer got it with the elbow, got it back across, then got it on the kill as the Gator play went across the net. And Saltemeyer's been a spark.
Well, and Saltemeyer, as she puts a chicken wing out to lift that ball up, I think it was a lift as a ball, maybe even a double, as it rolled along her arm. And Thayer Hall looking for that call, but Mary Wise from the bench saying, no, just let's play this out here, trying to get some momentum back.
Here's McLaughlin. Pass, Caesar. Monserrat sets the outside. Caesar down for the kill. Hail Caesar on that blast. It's her 7th of the day.
When you want to generate a little momentum, set Tiara Caesar.
Yeah, she's had a few wow plays in her career. Started at Georgia for almost 2 years, and now her 2nd season playing at Florida. Here's a serve for Beeson.
Oh.
Service error.
Beeson trying to make the adjustment after the last one went long and keeping this one a little lower and flatter, maybe too low and flat as it hits the tape.
Miller and Bear check in for Ole Miss, and serving will be Maggie Miller, junior, Houston, Texas, Cypress Creek High School. She started last season 4 as a libero, and her serve sails wide. But as they tried the short serve.
There you go. I was just going to say, Tom, somebody was listening to you. She was at least attempting to try to serve short on Tiara Caesar and disrupt Caesar's ability there to
set up her attack run?
Well, to pass and then hit, yeah, to be a swing hitter, essentially.
6-4, Ole Miss leads here in the 3rd. Pass for Bear to outside to Bear, and Bear hits it off the block attempt of Marley Monserrat, as closing was Forte, but they were attacking the shortest blocker in Florida's blocking array, if you will, and that's Marley Monserrat.
Pretty common theme. Monserrat is typically up to the task, though. She is, as I was discussing with Skylar LeBron the other day, the best blocking Monserrat yet.
Ooh, Madison and Allie. Well, Madison played
Madison
the back
didn't
row
because
only.
she was defensive player.
Yes.
But I had an ongoing joke with Allie as her career wore on.
Yes, I remember.
There was one season where she had a solo block, and I was always in her ear asking, when are we going to get the next one?
I remember you saying it's the block solo watch for Allie Monserrat.
That's right.
Here's Adams checking in for Florida and serving. Bergio out to Bear. She tools hands, does she? No, she missed hands. I thought she was going for hands, but in her attempt to do so, missed, going down the line wide.
She was going for it, but I actually think it was too high also. The ball landed wide, as you said, but it looked like she was clean over the block as well.
Trinity Adams serves here for Florida. And it's in for the ace! Trinity Adams with the ace for the Gators. Wow. Trinity Adams pulls the Gators even at 7 apiece with the service ace.
Well, and not only that, how long ago did this match start, Tom?
1 o'clock. McLaughlin, back set, right side, Schnitta, took something off, played it by Marley after the blockers touched it. What do we have? Florida in the net, called on Hall.
So imagine that job. You warm up, get some serves in, and then sometimes you wait quite a while before you can come in and actually do your job, and then you come in and serve an ace.
What do we have here? Is Mary Wise challenging? I don't know. We have a stoppage in play for a moment. I guess she's not challenging. Just a word with the down official, Kevin Wendelboe. And now we're ready to resume action as Ole Miss makes changes. Lauren Thompson checks in to serve. Left to right, Hall, Caesar, and she makes that pass, and McKissick. Hall has to play the second ball. Caesar back row swings. Dug up by Thompson and back right for Ole Miss. Out to the outside to Bear. Gators blockers get a hand on it. Played up by Hall. Set to the right side, backside. Beeson down the line. Kill! We're tied at 8. Merritt Beeson delivers another one.
Beeson going right over top of Maggie Miller, who's at left back for Ole Miss, and lands just inside that end line. Great play there and giving Beeson a shot at redemption. She'd had a couple mishits and some misconnections in that right back row attack there.
Here's Marley Monserrat serving for the Gators. Pass Thompson, not a great one. McLaughlin sets the back row to Thompson. Roll shot played up by Marley in back right. McKissick off the forearms out to Hall for Florida. Hall is touched at the net, dug up by Miller. To the outside to Bear. Gators block it back, but it goes out of bounds off of Beeson and Dooley.
And that's a tough ball to block as Bears leaned in and primed to hit a tool off of that block to redirect it right back over her head and out of bounds. It's exactly what she does for the point. Crafty play.
Riley Fisher checks in to serve for Ole Miss. In serve receive left to right, Caesar, McKissick, and Hall. Those are three names you're going to hear almost every time that there's a serve. She tries to serve it at Caesar but misses it wide. Tied at 9 here in the third set. After the service error for Ole Miss, they're 6th on the day to go against 2 aces. And Florida has 7 service errors with 4 aces as Hall prepares to serve it. Pass made, Fisher near the net. Joust won by McLaughlin. Gators control, right side they go to Beeson, dug up by Thompson. Second contact, Fisher on the outside, Dice. Gators block it, played it by Ratliff, who's back in the middle. To the outside to Dice, off hands. McKissick had to play it and couldn't control it.
Dice a little early on that first shot made easy pickings for the Gator block, but on the second one, she's swinging across her body, not really facing where she's hitting, and that makes it just a little more difficult for McKissick to get a line on what she's doing. Caught McKissick high, and she sprayed it in the stands.
10-9. Here's the serve for Bergio. Pass McKissick from her knees to the outside to Caesar. She tried to kick it after touching it. That would have been 2 in a row. Can't do that. But Bergio can't play the ball up. Caesar with the kill.
Well, and Bergio got a hand under it, and it was headed right at the shins of Lauren Thompson. I think she's the one that put the foot on it.
Okay. Trying for the kick save, huh?
Yeah.
Here's McKissick to serve left to right. Thompson, Fisher, and Bergio for Ole Miss. Past Thompson, high in the air it goes. McLaughlin sets the back line. Thompson is dug up in back right by Marley Monserrat. To the back pipe for Florida, and Thayer Hall misses it.
That might have been a dig by the Gators, but a big swing from Lauren Thompson out of the back row. I made comments in yesterday's match that we don't see very many back row attacks from Ole Miss, and I stand by that, but every now and then.
They've pulled the trigger there on Thompson, the senior, out of Springdale, Arkansas. Here's Kylie McLaughlin serving for Ole Miss. Caesar with the pass in back left. Marley Monserrat sets the middle. Forte powers it through Saltemeyer. Tied at 11.
Forte moved to the left, actually even as Monserrat was receiving that pass closer to the left, and still went cross-body, clipping the outside of the right hand of Saltemeyer for the kill.
Forte 5-1-8 on the day, hitting .500. Here is Beeson serving. Played last minute by Fisher to the right side to Schnitta. Stuff block for Caesar. Forte closing late, but Tiara Caesar goes back to the huddle. I like how she went and celebrated, just saying something with her arms both straight down behind her. Kind of that, let's go.
I think maybe Riley Fisher giving a gift to the Gators on that last one, making a last-minute decision. That ball may have been long.
12-11 Florida. It's tied after Beeson hits that one in the net. We're tied at 12. Miller and Baer come back in for Ole Miss, swapping with Dice and Fisher, as they are big on keeping a DS in the game for ball control in the back row.
That's right.
Florida, left to right and serve receive. Caesar, Hall, and McKissick. McKissick makes the pass. Set to the outside to Florida, Caesar. She'll get the kill as Bergio, diving to her right, couldn't come up with it.
And the Gator offense showing just a little more depth now, not in how wide their hitting cone is, but how deep. So a lot of these shots are not hard-driven balls, backing off just a little bit, but landing within the back 3 feet of the court.
Caesar beyond the end line right side, serves one at Baer. Outside to Baer, tip shot, played up by Caesar near the net. Beeson put her hands up because that ball went across the net, and that's easy pickings for Baer. Tied at 13.
Monserrat tried to turn and block on that, but Baer, being the crafty player she is, swung around that solo block.
For Baer now, 8 kills on the afternoon as Saltemeyer serves here for the Rebels. What a bullet. Uh-oh. Hall's pass goes across the net, played up by Ratliff to the middle to Ratliff. She just tips it across, played up by Beeson in back left. Florida goes back right to Caesar. She is blocked. She is blocked by Ratliff.
Looked like that ball may have been headed out of bounds, but catching the line. Good block in the front row by the Rebels. It's been important for Florida up to this point to maintain composure and get back into this set. Ole Miss fighting point for point. But now Florida's got to make better use of when the ball changes possession, going back and putting at least the first serve in bounds. That's something they're not doing a really good job of right now, and so they keep trading points and staying right neck and neck with the Rebels.
Hall, McKissick, Caesar left to right and serve receive for Florida. Saltemeyer sprays that one wide right. We're tied at 14. Neither team has taken a timeout, so next point we get the media timeout as Trinity Adams checks in to serve. Adams already with 2 service aces on the day. She's played every set of the last 7 matches, finding her role here as a serving specialist. Great serve there. Set to the middle, and Ratliff missed everything long. We've seen her on the slide of that right antenna be very effective. That was the quick middle set, and she missed it long. Here's the serve. Pass made Schnitta. McLaughlin goes to the right to Schnitta. Dug up by Caesar. The ball went above the plane of the scoreboard, but behind it, Thayer Hall swings. Bear with the dig. Sent across by Miller. Free ball, Florida. Played by Adams. Marley sets the right side, backside. Caesar is blocked. Played up by Monserrat. Beeson off the forearms. Out to the outside to Hall. Off speed shot. It's blocked. Played up by Hall. Played by Beeson. Caesar steers one across. Free ball opportunity for Ole Miss, played by Schnitta. Out to the outside to Bear. Gators block it near the plane of the net. Ratliff dug up by Caesar. Monserrat jump sets the outside. Too low. Tipped across by Hall. McLaughlin steps in, sets the outside to Bear, and she hits it off the block attempt of Dooley and Monserrat for the kill.
Big credit to the Rebels for staying in that play and waiting for their moment. A lot of good connections to the left pin between McLaughlin and Bear. Finally finishing that play out, but I think that Monserrat was so crafty on that last set to the pin. It didn't get all the way to the outside, but was so crafty on that I'm not even sure that Thayer Hall knew that it was coming.
Lauren Thompson serves for Ole Miss. Pass Caesar. Monserrat backs up, pushes the one all the way to outside to Hall, and she is blocked by Ratliff and McLaughlin.
The times that things have not gone well for Florida, we see a reliance on the left pin, regardless of which hitter is up there. And this is still a point now where Monserrat's got to spread the ball out just a little bit more. She's got back row options she can use here as well.
Serve Thompson, pass McKissick. Monserrat dumps it across, played up by Bear. Bear gets up off the deck and puts it across. Beeson, Monserrat, outside, Hall. Kill Thayer Hall. We're tied at 16.
And of course, Thayer Hall, when she gets that look, she can take swings on it. Found the seam on that one, on an inside set no less. Found that left back corner. Trying to make a liar out of me again. That's 2 of them now.
For Thayer Hall, 8 kills on the afternoon, coming off a season high yesterday of 14. Caesar one above her at 9, the leaders for Florida. Serve, Monserrat, pass Bergio to the outside to Bear. Bear delivers another blow. Give it 10 now for Anna Bear.
Big swing from Bear on that last one. Leaning a little bit to her left, making a last-minute adjustment. She's hitting just under 300 so far on the match. But as you said, 10 kills already. Only 2 errors on nearly 30 swings. She's at 27 rips on the ball.
Here's Riley Fisher serving for Ole Miss. Floater, played by McKissick. Monserrat steers one to the outside. Beeson over there, puts one in Lauren Thompson's wheelhouse. She can't handle. We're tied at 17.
And right when McLaughlin and Ratliff get a line on one hitter at the left pin, we go to that rotation 1 where Beeson's at the left, and that's just enough to befuddle the block.
Here's a serve for Hall. Pass Thompson. Out to Dice, who's in. And the Gators block it. Beeson and Dooley up. Gators retake the lead 18-17. Wow.
Bergio is keyed in on that attack coverage. She reached out for it, could not get a touch on it before it hit the ground.
Again, here's Thayer Hall to serve. 3 in serve receive for Ole Miss. Everyone goes silent. Gators with 1-point lead. Pass Thompson. McLaughlin sets the back row. Thompson swings, and Thompson misses.
And McLaughlin even trying to keep the back row quick here. Not quite a bick, but a very low pipe set, trying to capitalize on the speed.
1970, the Gator lead is 2. Must-win situation for Ole Miss here. One set apiece as they play in the third, with Tennessee up 6-5 in the third frame. Alabama and Auburn coming up at the top of the hour from Auburn. Here's Hall serving after the Ole Miss timeout. Pass made Thompson. Set to the back row, Thompson. Played up by Hall in back middle. Marley steps in, sets the right side. Beeson, angle shot. Goes across the net, out of bounds off Thompson. Kill for Merritt Beeson. Give her 9 on the day.
Caesar and McKissick escort that ball to the line, come all the way over to the front left corner of the Gators court just to make sure that it's out.
2017 extends the scoring run for Florida to a 4-0 run. As here is Hall. Bullet serve at Bergio. Set to the middle, Ratliff, and missed it long. Ole Miss looking for a touch. They won't get a call. Will there be a challenge? Yes, there will. Kayla Banworth will challenge that there was a touch off of the Florida block. It was definitely long.
Well, and this is a win-win for Banworth. She either getting her sleeve up, and she's got blood on her sleeve.
Okay.
Which I don't think you're allowed to have. So there's going to have to be an adjustment there to a new jersey.
She's going to wear number 16 now, it says.
Took it right out of my mouth. Looks like she's going to go to 16. She hustles back around the corner to make a quick change. Her team gathers around her to give her some privacy.
Yeah, that's...
how's that for teamwork?
That looks like one of the halftime shows we had here at Florida with the lady who always had the different dress. She would come out and boom, there's another dress. And boom, there's another dress.
I don't remember
You haven't
but
been at those halftime shows, I guess.
No, I usually watch from pretty much the best tailgate in the land. I would give them a shout out, but I'm looking right across the court at them now, so they wouldn't hear me over the radio.
There she is, now wearing number 16 is Sam Bergio, an unused number on their roster. So Kevin Wendebo says, yeah, it's okay. She's ready to go now. As Thayer Hall will serve it. Bergio in the middle in the serve-receive array. To her left is Dice. To her right is the former Gator Riley Fisher. Hall takes a deep breath beyond the end line, back left side, serves it at Dice. McLaughlin sets outside to Dice. Gators block it back. Played up by Ratliff. Fisher off the forearms out to the outside to Dice. Stuff block, Gators, Dooley and Beeson.
What a block by Beeson, setting up Dooley for the close out at the right pin, leaving Dice nowhere to go. That ball was straight down.
6-0 Florida scoring run. And the fifth serve this turn for Thayer Hall. Can she serve the match out here? Gators up by 5. Dice, high in the air it goes. McLaughlin steers one out to Dice, and she misses well wide. She had to arch her back, way back to get it. Didn't really have a shot.
Well, and that's that second tempo set. And as an outside hitter, that's a hard ball to hit when the set's coming from behind where you start your approach. And then when you add that kind of pace to it, you're actually chasing the set to the net, and it's really hard to line up that ball in front of your hitting shoulder.
Dice out, Carvacho back in. Haven't seen her in quite a while in this match. She started. Here's the serve for Hall. Pass made Thompson. Out to Carvacho. Roll shot played up by Hall after the Gator blockers touch it. To the right side, Beeson. Tip shot. Played up by Bergio. Carvacho plays it across. A free ball opportunity for Florida. Monsoy sets the middle. Dooley down to the floor. Match point Florida, 24-17.
I mentioned how difficult it must be for Trinity Adams over the course of, I think at the time it was an hour and 7 minutes, just coming in sporadically to do her job. How about Carvacho now? The pressure on her as an outside hitter as the Gators are fixing to close out this match.
Here's the serve for Hall. Her 7th serve. It's shanked out of bounds. How about a service ace for the senior Thayer Hall? And the Gators deliver 2 very impressive performances here on the weekend